So I think I managed to raise you as a widow or as a single mom because I had supportive family, my sisters, my brother. Petty is someone who is very flexible. She can go anyway and adapt to any situation, and she's very accommodative. My father was like putting so much emphasis in education. So we used to beat her. And I remember at one time, she misbehaved.
Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. It is your girl Petronella, and today I have a special guest, it's my mom.
Hello everyone, how are you?
So yeah, this is it guys. Enjoy this video. Okay, so first thing first, what I want to ask my mom is to introduce yourself to you guys.
Hello once again, I'm Petronella's mother. Enjoy this video.
Okay. The first question that I want to ask my mom is, what is your favorite food?
My favorite food is sadza. And I like sadza with either pumpkin leaves, mbora, or sadza with the macimbi, mpani worms. That's my favorite food.
Okay. What is your favorite verse?
My favorite verse from the Bible. I like many of those verses from the Bible. But one which comes to mind now is John 3 verse 16, which says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only son."
All right, it's okay. And for me, I think that my favorite verse is I don't know the exact one, but it's in Jeremiah. It says and I have loved you with an everlasting love. That's actually my favorite verse. So what does this verse mean to you? John 3 verse 16.
That verse, it tells us a lot about how God loved us. He gave us his only son so that we will not perish but have an everlasting life. It's a verse which also has a promise of having an everlasting life. So as for us, our duty is just to respond to God's love by loving him back and do the rightful thing so that we will have an eternal life.
Okay, I think for me, Jeremiah, that verse in Jeremiah just simply means that in everything that we do, like he has loved us with an everlasting, like there's not a day that he will wake up and say, I don't love you anymore, but I've loved you forever and ever with an everlasting, like it's an love that is everlasting. So that's what that verse means to me. Forgive the noises, it's the cars, guys, so if you hear the noises, just know a car is passing by. So the next question that I want to ask you is, what did you have as kids which you feel as kids today don't have?
I think just because the world is revolving, things have changed now. During our days, like as a child, we never used to have lots of things. You see, these days, children, they play with video games, they do a lot of things. But as children, we used to have outdoor games, like ball games, taitamba pada, taitamba nodo, taiungana in the community and do different things as children. And we miss those days. Chamuhande. These days they do, of course, but it was different for us because we were in the rural area. You would spend almost 1 hour looking for someone in the woods and you wouldn't find the person. And it's now different. I think even the games, they are totally different now as compared to our time as children.
I also agree on that, because I think for me, when I grew up, it's different as well. like what she's saying, like we would play together with other kids. Yeah, I think those were the days when video games were starting to come, and then the TVs as well. But then still there's just power in kids just playing, being creative, playing all those games. Anna mama and Anna did, like those playing, like those playful games. I think I also miss those days. Like it was such a different era, but it was also an amazing era as well. Um so take me through your childhood. I think you already like touched a little bit about it, like you were growing up in the rural areas. So take me to that childhood.
Um, my childhood, eh, mine was different from yours. I was born with a lot of siblings. As my brothers and sisters, I've got five. I had other five siblings, and what our parents used to do during those days, you would find that me and my sibling, which comes after me, there's probably a difference of less than 2 years. So the six of us, we grew up together. And if you check, probably there's a gap of 10 years or so between me and the last born. So you would find that we grew up together, the six of us playing together, five sisters and one boy. But the difference now is when I started school, I parted with my siblings. I could only see them during holidays. So that was my childhood.
Okay. And also you grew up in the rural areas. I think for her, when she was saying that it's different from mine is different from hers, is I'm the only child. I think I've already said that on this platform. We already know that. So I think I also had an experience of staying in the rural areas with Gogo. What did Gogo and Sekuru taught you, like growing up, or even in life in general?
Maybe I will start with Sekuru. My father was like, he was putting so much emphasis in education. Yes. So you would see that mostly he was talking about being able to excel at school, working hard so that you will have your own job, working hard so that you will be independent and not relying on someone. And you will see that that emphasis, he actually made it clear. Even when I went to school, you will see the type of schools that he would send you to. You will see that actually he wanted you to do the right thing and excel in education. Yes.
And then Gogo.
As for my mother, she was not working. My mother was not working. So she was one person we used to stay with all the time. Yeah. So you would find that her principles were a little bit different from our father's principles. She wanted us to be kids that were responsible. You'd find that we grew up, and during those days, our parents were a bit tough. You'll be like the way they will, the way that they will actually mentor you, make you work very hard. Sometimes they will do some tough means. So my mother's emphasis was to make us also work very hard and be people who are able to also do their own things, working very hard, and also kuva vanhu vaya vekuti unogutsikana nezvinhu zvauinazvo paupenyu, having few things but be someone who is contented with those few things. That's what she taught us.
Okay, and also I think I also want to take you back, like to the idea that you said, your father sent you to school. I think despite you being girls, he was also very like very he didn't mind that my child is either a girl or a boy, because he had like five girls and a boy. So he didn't mind that. He just sent his children to school, which I really found commendable.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. we all went to school very well. My father was working. It was not a very well paying job, but you would find that you will make sure that all of us have to go to boarding schools. And at one point, there were the 5 of us in boarding school. And can you imagine? But he was working for the government and he could pay school fees. And those days, I don't know how they managed, but they could pay school fees. And we would manage to go to school and get the few things that we needed to be able to manage at school.
Okay, I think the last question that I want to ask you about yourself is what was it like being a single, like raising me as a single parent or being like a widow? What was it like? Or what is it like even today? Maybe the challenges or if there are any advantages.
Like I said, probably it was not very difficult for me because probably I had only one child. But being a widow comes with some challenges, and probably those challenges, they can only be we can only overcome them probably if we have a supportive family. So I think I managed to raise you as a widow or as a single mom because I had supportive family, my sisters, my brother. It was difficult, but I can just say that burden, it was made light because I had a supportive family, and the fact that I was also working, I could commit myself to everything that needed money for you, so and up until you finished your university. And now that you are independent, I don't have any problem anymore.
Okay, so that's it, guys. Why don't you are a single child? Because the moment that you say you are the only child, people automatically say, "Oh, you are spoiled. You are what?" No, I'm not, because I grew up staying with my cousins, so we were just like family. It was just like we were just like a family. So I never felt like, okay, I'm the only child. There was always other sisters, there was always a brother or brothers that are like, okay, we are also going to school, so let's go together. So it was never like, okay, Patty is an independent, like she's the only child. So now we are gonna move on to my questions. From, like, I'm gonna be asking my mom some questions about me from her perspective so that you guys can know me better. So the first question that I would want to ask my mom is, describe me in one word.
One word.
Just one.
Wow. I would want to describe you in so many ways, but then anyway, just one word. You are someone who is very kind, lovable, someone who can fit in any society without any problems.
Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to ask you next. Like, what kind of a person is Betty?
All right. Petty is someone who is very flexible. She can go anyway and adapt to any situation, and she's very accommodative. She's very different from me. Yeah, we are two different people.
Yeah, I think that's true, because my mom is more like the calm, reserved type. Like, you only get to know more about my mom probably if you have stayed with her for a long, long time, because she's very reserved, she's very calm. But if you know her, you know that she talks a lot, and yeah, so we are so different. And whereas for me, probably, yeah, I'm like the opposite. I'm consistent, like the talk. When I talk, I don't have to be like, okay, I know this person. I'm just like, yeah, like what she said, accommodating. What was Piety like growing up?
Uh, like I said, she's someone who is very interactive. Growing up, she was not a child who would give you any problems. Like, we were staying with other people. But you find that those people we used to stay with never used to complain about her. Just as a kid, she was responsible. But you see, there are certain things that children do, and you cannot separate them from children. Some few things naughty here and there, then we will beat the naughtiness out of her. It's allowed here. So we used to beat her. And I remember at one time, she misbehaved at school. And she came and lied to the sister that we were staying with. When we came to know the truth, she was beaten by me. And she never did that again.
Okay, so you said I should leave this one. What are the 3 qualities you're looking for in a son-in-law?
Okay. She's now a grown-up woman. And one day I'm expecting that I'll be a mother-in-law, having a son-in-law. I think what I expect from my son to be, I'm expecting a son-in-law who is also accommodative, who will also accommodate us as a family and loving, someone who is God-fearing, and someone who will love my daughter as she is.
Yes, and I think also I would ask like how many grandkids do you want? Like you obviously we might take it or we might not. We are just asking you or how many, like if it was your choice.
If it was my choice, I would say 3, I'll be okay. Or many, if you can afford, but 3, I'll be okay.
Okay, so what is one principle or something that you'd want to teach your grandkids?
My grandkids, I think I would just want to teach them to be children who can be free, children who can interact with anyone without even putting any strings, and children who can also be, say, children who respect their parents, children who also respect us. But as you know, things are changing. This world is changing so much. So I would safely say I just want my grandchildren to be God-fearing.
Okay, I think this is the last question, or maybe this was the last question. Any words that you would want to share with my YouTube channel or the people watching this video?
To the people that are watching this video, I just want to thank you for your support. I know you are supporting Petronella by liking her posts, by also subscribing. I will urge you to continue doing that. We love you.
Okay, guys, that's my mom, yo. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions that you'd want my mom to answer, go on and share them in the comment section. Go on and share. And continue to subscribe, share this video with someone who wants to see it, and just continue to support us. We love you. God bless you. Bye.